Hi, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again. I'm the guy with the 2018 Volkswagen Caddy. I fixed my previous video. I fixed the back door sliding lock mechanism. I done a little short DIY clip to show you guys how to fix that lock, and yeah, it's worked so far. It's been a couple of months now, and still there's no problem. I repaired the teeth on the gears, so that's all fixed over there, and on this backsliding door. And now, ever since then, I've experienced another issue with the Caddy, and that is this button over here. This is for the air recirculation flap motor. So that opens up this flap over here at the back. As you can see, I'm actually busy over here working in the car. I'm actually standing in front of the hardware over here, Builders Express, because I came to come and try and get a clamp or something to fix this thing. But as you can see, I removed the three screws that was up here. These are the screws. These are the screws over here. I used this little tool over here to remove it. This is a size, just get the size for you over here. That is a T20. So you're going to need a T20 size key to fit in to remove these three screws over here. These three screws over here on top, and then once you remove that, this cover that's connected to the airbag switch just clips out, right? It just clips, and I never actually disconnected the actual power supply of the airbag, because the last time I removed it, when I clipped it back in, when I plugged in the diagnostic tool and the OBD reader under the steering wheel over here, the light was coming on and it picked up a fault of the airbag. So it would show that there was an airbag fault, but I actually just needed to clear that fault on my little diagnostic tool. But long story short, that flap, every time when I was driving, you would hear a clank, 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 clank sound, like a clip, 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 a loud sound going under the cabio. But then what I discovered was this light started to also give a bit of issues. So the air recirculation flap motor was going up and down and up and down, because the motor inside here was actually the issue. Anyways, I went to the VW branch over here, the local VW Balance Motors branch, and I wanted to get a quotation on what they would charge me to fix this issue. And when I came to the motor spare shop and I spoke to one of the consultants over there, it turned out that they were going to charge me 4,500 rand for the actual motor that's faulty, and 7,500 to 8,000 rand labor to remove it, because this whole entire dash needs to be removed apparently, and this whole part over here with the steering wheel, everything needs to come out in order for them to come out to that motor. Well, I did not want to spend that kind of money to get out to this motor, and because it's just ridiculous. Because I started stripping this part over here, and I could almost see more or less these little holes in this plastic part over here. But let me show you what I actually done when I removed the cubby. Here's the cubby laying on the floor. What did I do with that? Oh, here's it. I actually took a little knife, right, and I cut this plastic part off here to come out here. I know it's a bit of a crap thing, but yeah, I'm going to glue it back exactly back how it was. But this is how this was connected over here. As you can see, I cut this thing out and to flap this thing down, just to get my hand in there to remove the motor, and it was a whole mission. But anyways, the only reason why it was a mission, because there was two screws at the back over there to get the motor out. This is the little blue clip that clips into the motor. The motor sits in this position over here at the back over there. There's two little screws to get in there. I'm gonna see if I can make another little video. There's one of the gears, that white gear over there, that actually is the part that controls the flap that is in it. Goes up and down and up and down. So yeah, that's the gear that's connected to that. So I removed the motor, and I'm sitting with the motor over here on my lap. This is the little bugger that's been giving me the issues, and I actually found a little cheap fix that you can do. I've watched all the YouTube videos, and I've seen the guys actually that were giving the advice on how to actually remove the motor if you hear that clicking sound, that clamp sound. But yes, I've opened this whole entire motor and I see that the gears and everything, I removed these little clips over here. If you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips. If you use a small little screwdriver just to wedge it out over there, you can open up. And when I opened it up, I saw that the gears was actually fine. There was no fault on it, and it was moving the flap up and down. But that clacking sound that everyone's referring to on this little motor is actually got to do with the plastic clips. Now if you look closely, I don't know if this I'm sorry man, I'm recording with my cell phone over here, but let me try and zoom in. You see that clips over there, the small little clips. There we go. You see that the little 1mm gap over there between that clip and the plastic cover. There's one gap over there. You can look at that small little gap there. It's not wedging, it's not basically keeping this top cover flat and connected to the bottom cover. So what's happening is the internal gears that's connected to this wheel that makes this wheel turn, it's actually applying pressure to the top cover, and it's forcing this cover up, and it's making a clank sound, so it's slipping every time. There you can see that clip is also, that small clip's also got a bit of a gap over there. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to sit completely. There's supposed to be no gap. It's supposed to be completely on the edge of this little top cover to keep it flush and squeeze down. You see, because when you let it, when I take my finger away, you can see there's a bit of play still in there. So all these little small clips around here actually damages after a while, and that's a given because it's made from, you know, maybe a weaker kind of plastic. I don't know, God knows alone. But I found that when I squeeze it down and I keep it down squeezed and I plug it back into the motor, I plug it back into the clip over there, and I switch the button on, the motor is actually fine. So, you know, if you get those mechanics or those auto electricians and stuff that's saying, oh, you must replace the whole entire motor, and you go to the place and VW charges you $4,500 for this motor, just make sure. I mean, there are times, obviously, there are circuits inside the circuit board inside here that connects to this little clip inside over there. I checked it out, and sometimes that gives issues apparently, but not in my case over here. In my case, there's no issues over here. So I would highly recommend that when you do remove this motor, I tied a little cable tie around here now. I actually went to go and buy some clamps and some super glue, Q-bond, and I was actually going to glue this thing completely tight and closed so that it wouldn't split and separate. That way the gears would stay in place and the motor would be working fine. But you know, once you glue something, it's never going to come loose again. So before I done it, I thought I'd try another kind of a quick fix, and yeah, I just tied a cable tie, because this is the part that actually comes loose from the clips. As you can see over there, I don't know if you guys can see in the sunlight, but that clip over there is the one that's got a bit of play in it. This clip over here, and this one on that side, this one here. So it's just this part of the plastic cover that pops up and down when you hear the clank 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 under your dashboard. You know it's this motor. So yeah, that's what it is. So I just tied a cable tie around it, and it's completely gone. When I plug it in now, I can press the button and it's silent. It works perfectly fine. If you want, I can actually show you. Let me just plug it in here quickly. This is the switch that clips in there. There we go. Let me raise the keys quickly. I just thought I'm actually just going to make this a quick video now, because I was going to look, I'm not a professional at doing videos and this DIY repairs. I just thought I'd try and do my part and show you guys, but I'm not very good at putting out the whole video content and, you know, all these things. I just thought I'd try and help for someone that actually is experiencing these problems. As you can see, the car's on now, ignition's on. I'm going to press this button and you will check silent. There we go. There's the motor turning perfectly fine. You see, and let me press it again. There you see that gears is turning, open and close perfectly fine with no sound. There we go. Excellent. And that's just with a cable tie. I can permanently do it with super glue or getting a stronger clamp, just some kind of I actually bought the clamp over here. This is actually a steel hooks. I bought this steel picture hooks, and my plan was actually just to bend them myself. I was going to create a kind of a clamp. I was going to bend them with the pliers and something, and I was going to just make it fit over that to give it that pressure and that force, just to hold the lock in place like that, just to clamp it down. But yeah, that's the lock. It's a major slip to get the thing out. The reason what you're going to need is, I couldn't get it out. The reason why I couldn't get it out, because I couldn't get vision into the back over there. If you will check, it's literally right at the back where I had to take that screw out over there, and I struggled. And the reason why I struggled was because I couldn't get my little spanner. Where's my spanner? I've got this little ratchet spanner over here, and you need it's a 6 mil. Where's my this? Okay, no, I actually don't have it here. It's at my house at the moment. You need a 6 mil. Here's it. You need a 6 mil, very small bolt. Let me just find the bolt over here on top. Here we go. This is how the screw looks. Very small 6 mil nut that you need to take off. And yeah, to get in, it sits right at the back, a small little thing, so you don't really have much room to put your finger in to get that thing out there. So I couldn't see where exactly I was putting this my spanner in at the back, and to get my finger in there, it was so difficult. And then what I actually went to go and invest in was this little thing. It's a little camera, little wired camera, where you can actually fit into small little spaces. It's a cool little camera. I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. I found it online. 200 rand. It has this small little LEDs around it, so it gives you nice light when you plug it in at the back. You can just you know, stick it into wherever, and you plug it into your cell phone, and then you can actually watch where you are actually putting your spanners or your fingers, to make sure that you are removing the whatever nut or bolt or screw that you need to get out. Very good investment. So I'm glad I got this, and it actually there's quite a bit of length in it. It's like, I think it's like 5 meters of length. So yeah, you can really, you know, you can look at places that you wouldn't usually look at. But yeah, that really came in handy. It helped me take out that 2 back screws. And yeah, now I'm gonna have to just put the lock back. I'm gonna put this cover back that I cut off. This little cover that comes over here, I can clip it back and you will barely even notice that it's been cut off. So it goes this way. You see when I fit it in there, and then you can glue it completely tight. But I think I'm actually just going to leave it in there loose, so that I don't know why the engineers actually made this cover here. I don't see it serving any purpose, and it's gonna just cost you so much money to remove the whole entire dash. And I don't know what your mechanics charge you, but I'm in South Africa, Cape Town, so yeah, it's quite a bit. 7,500, 8,000 rand for labor just to remove this motor and to put in a new motor. It's ridiculously high, and times are tough now. So yeah, for everyone, thought I'd just make a little video to show you. So all you need to do is basically you need to make a cut when this thing clips in it like this over here, right? I made a straight cut going I mean a little cut on an angle, 45-degree angle this way, and a little cut this way up here from this bottom of the square. Cut it nice and neat, and then I cut through here in this part, and over here I made a long cut down there, so that this whole thing can just come nicely off, and that you can fit your hand perfectly through to come at the back here to get the motor out. But there's another video that I'm going to upload. That is what I found out now, is that you don't actually have to remove that 2 screws that sits. Where's that motor? Yeah, this motor. Let me just take this motor out. I just need to turn the vehicle off first, and then I can remove the motor. Okay, so this motor over here, the screws over here, this motor sits like this. So you don't have to actually take the screws out, because there's a clamp, there's a plastic cover. Where's the plastic cover? Here's it. No, it's not that one. What did I do with the plastic cover now? Okay, I left the plastic cover at my house, but when I come at home I will make another video. This actually attaches to another plastic cover, and that plastic cover's got 2-3 clamps on it. So if you clip that clips out, mine just slipped out with the 1 screw attached into that cover. So I'm gonna double check at home now, and then I'll make another little YouTube video just to show you if you can just remove that clamp instead of removing this little screws on it through that difficult tight position that it's lying in. Anyways, I hope this video helps any of you guys going through the same kind of issue. This is a 2018 Volkswagen Caddy Maxibus, and yeah, this is the South African version, because I see that you know, most of the the people upload the videos, but sometimes the European caddies and the American caddies, and it's different. It's a slightly different setup to the South African version. So yeah, this is the air recirculation flap motor. It doesn't need to get replaced. I just put a cable tie over it, or you can make a clamp that can just secure it down. So when you're hearing that clamping, that knocking sound under your dash, don't just replace the motor. First open it up and see, so that you can save some money. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's the motor, the cable tie fix. I'm going to cut this part of the cable tie down and put it back in, and there you go. And this should last quite a while. And if the cable, and if it does come loose and the cable gets a bit loose, because I mean, with all plastics, excessive heat and stuff, it eventually makes the plastic weaker and, you know, more pliable. So if it does come loose and the sound comes back, I'll just put another fresh cable tie. That's why I'm not going to glue that plastic panel back, so that I can just disconnect it quickly. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope this helps you guys, and yeah, keep well and stay safe.